Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lynn Wagner and you are listening to Doc's Thoughts, part of the Wealthy Life. Today's video I would consider a public service announcement and it is for any of you guys who are on testosterone therapy. And if you're not, I would get your levels checked because I am seeing an epidemic of low testosterone even in younger men. And you don't have to jump right to testosterone therapy to boost your levels. There's many lifestyle changes you can make, excellent supplements you can take. So start by getting your levels checked. Knowledge is power. But here's the problem for those of you who are. I keep seeing men getting what I would call subpar guidance. There's no real monitoring, there's no strategy, and no understanding of how to manage that therapy because testosterone is a drug. It's actually a controlled substance, and it needs to be monitored by blood testing so that you don't have adverse effects. So if you're getting testosterone prescribed to you and someone is not measuring your DHT, your estradiol, your progesterone, your prostate surface antigen, otherwise known as the PSA level, your sex hormone binding globulin, and your CBC or complete blood count, you are not being managed properly. And it's really important. And here's why. Specific hormones have specific side effects, and testosterone can convert into other hormones. DHT, for example, can cause hair loss. And if you're a guy who has a nice set of hair, the last thing you want is to start losing hair because of a drug that you are taking. Estradiol, that can get elevated. Men can feel emotional. I've seen them crying more easily. So you really want to watch your estrogen. And you also don't want it to go too low. I've seen men take estrogen blockers and go for years with really low estrogen levels. And estrogen in a man is actually very cardioprotective, neuroprotective, and bone protective, and more. So you want to keep it right in its sweet spot. You also have to watch the blood count because men can get an elevated blood count from testosterone therapy. It's a known side effect. So if you let that run high for too long, you're at increased risk of things like blood clots. And then your PSA or your prostate surface antigen, if you're not checking that, you're flying blind. So men need to be checking that regularly to make sure that their prostate is healthy. And if it's not, if their level goes up, they get checked by a urologist. So please, if you're on testosterone replacement therapy, work with someone who knows what they're doing and is checking the correct labs. And as a patient, don't let it go for months and months. I have men who, want to come in once a year. I don't think that's adequate. You need to get it checked more regularly, at least twice a year once you're stable, to make sure that all of those numbers are good because your body is a symphony. It's in harmony. And when we start manipulating it with medication, we have to be aware that we might cause adverse effects and we need to monitor for those. If you want more info, I do have another video on testosterone replacement. We'll link that in the show notes. And I hope you enjoyed this information today.